Hello, Lisa Harrison here, and today is a personal message from me. Partly as a result of the reaction to Alexander Retrov in the interview we did together a couple of weeks ago. But for a number of other reasons as well, I really feel the need to put this out there. So, I'll start with what do I think is going to happen over this month, September and October. For those of you who are following the main calendar or the work of Carl Callerman, you know that we are in the final wave, the 9th wave of the calendar that ends on October 28. This wave, for my understanding and as it's expressed itself for me, is all about manifestation. And I know many people have noticed it in their own lives. Our ability to manifest is just seems to be so much more powerful and so much more instant. And I believe that what we are looking at is a period where collectively we are creating our future. What we think about, the energies that we feed into the collective consciousness during this period, particularly as we get to these final days until the 28th of October, is so very important. How can I put this? It's as if we are all individually contributing our personal ingredients to the collective kitchen. And what we're creating is our future. And our future selves, our future world, which will start to manifest after October 28. Because of that, because this time is so important, the powers that were and that are clinging on for dear life have to pull something out of the hat in order to bring us into a place of fear so that the personal ingredients that we are contributing to this collective kitchen are negative, are fear-based. I do not think we are going to see what Alexander Retrov put forward. I do think we are going to see continued natural phenomenon. If you want to follow that in order to stay on top of it, I can recommend a guy on YouTube called Dutch Sinse, D-U-T-C-H-S-I-N-S-E. He's putting information out virtually daily, if not several times a day, on the volcanic activity, earthquakes, potential tsunamis, things like that. So if you want to keep on top, of that kind of activity, then I can recommend him. Yeah, we're going to see more of that, in my opinion. We're going to see an aggravation of that as a result of the technologies that they have, all in order to get us into a place of fear. But the big one, and I do think there will be a big one, is going to be a major false flag event. It's something that has to have, at the very least, the shock and awe level of 9/11, if not greater. I do think they have to try and outdo themselves. And I think significant dates are September 11 and September 25, 26 and October 13. September 11 and October 13 in particular are very powerful ritual dates from what I understand. And September 25 and 26 would be optimum dates for doing something and blaming Ellen on it. I don't think Ellen is... God, it's been reported to be so many things, even in the last 2 weeks. You know, it's a spaceship. It's a spaceship that's been diverted and will not reach us. It's a comet that is disintegrating. It's a comet that's going to cause the end of the world. It's a red dwarf. I mean, oh my God, there's over 1 million websites about this thing. It's the blue star Kachina. And I have to say that even when it's referred to as the blue star Kachina, it's the dreaded Kachina. And I never interpreted the Hopi prophecy that way. To me, the Kachina, if that's what this thing is a positive thing. But anyway, I've diverted. I've had to write this as a reply to so many people now that I just felt that I may as well put it out like this. Between now and the end of October, we are going to be pushed and pulled off centre, or at least attempts will be made to do so much, to get us out of a place of love, to get us into a place of fear. And as George Kavassalis says, my suggestion is the same. Grab some popcorn and sit back and enjoy the show, and do not buy into it. That doesn't mean don't take precautions if you live in a vulnerable area. Because yes, Mother Earth is doing her thing. And yes, these things are being aggravated by technology. So stay on top of that kind of information in order to stay safe. Potential false flag events could be anything from Project Bluebeam, where it's going to look like, we've got various messiahs turning up, which sounds insane, I know, but it's on the cards, to false alien invasion. I mean, that program's been going back as far as I know, at least as far as Hitler. He talked about it and had a plan for it in order to unify Europe under Germany. Nuclear, which may or may not have the impact that they would hope, the shock and awe impact that they would hope for now that with Fukushima, it's lost its edge. One of the things I really want to say is on 9/11, in order to tell you that, I need to give you some background. Some time ago, I had a vision during meditation that was of the moon and the earth. And what I saw was a net, like a huge fishing net, being cast out from the moon and encapsulating the earth. And up until that point, I had never given the moon much thought, but it set me off on 12 to 18 months worth of research. By the time I did an interview with George Kavassalis, November last year, 2010, I brought the subject of the moon up. By that time, I'd already convinced myself, I'd researched it enough to feel that this was totally true, that the moon is artificial and it is the local base of operations for the agenda. And that this net that I was seeing, and it happened several times over several months, and each time I got more information out of it, that this net that I was seeing is what we call the matrix. It is connected to our global consciousness, and it feeds energy that we interpret as emotion and thoughts into the collective consciousness. So it can feed fear, it can feed insecurity, it can feed hatred, it can feed all of these thought forms and emotions into the matrix, and we feel them and we think they're ours. But the other thing it does is reads the collective consciousness, kind of keeps a tap on where we're at. And the last time I had this vision, what I saw was essentially love being sent by everybody on the earth into this matrix. And that energy went back to base and short-circuited the system, essentially. It couldn't cope with it, and either could they, those that are using it. And from that moment on, I realised that all of this talk about how powerful they are is a load of rubbish, that we are so much more powerful than they are. And our tool, our power, is love. It's that simple. And on these significant dates, in particular, hey, anytime, but September 11 for a number of reasons. If we could all send love into the collective consciousness, that energy will be fed through and short circuit, blow up, disarm, whatever. the source of the matrix. And if you think that that's perhaps disrespectful to be feeling love and joy on a day like that, that is an anniversary of the murder of so many people, I don't think of it that way. I think it honours them. I think if we can feel love on that day, if we can take a step to bringing down the system that caused their deaths in the first place, I think that's honouring them in a way that certainly feeling sad on the day will not. And again, it's another opportunity for the system to perhaps do something. False flag, as I said. So that's where I sit. I live on the coast. I've got 3 children. I'm not going to mess or take chances with them. I would like to be in a position to, head a couple of miles inland if I need to, but I'm certainly not seeing the level of destruction that some are talking about. Not even close. Anyway, I hope that helps someone, and blessings. Bye for now.